coffee time and welcome to a rather wet and windy session today. I was looking at the weather yesterday thinking, oh, I'm going to go, but I thought, no, bite the bullet, let's give it a go. Try to time it just after dawn, really, about an hour after dawn, just to try and avoid the worst of the weather, although it's pretty damp and most of my stuff is pretty soaked, really, but it's been well worth it because I managed to get some good footage of, well, a group of hinds and some accompanying stags, obviously vying for their intention. The roars of quite a large one trying to keep the other guys off. What I really like last week and this particular week is filming in between the trees. You probably can't hear, but he settled down and bellowing behind me, but I'm really loving that sort of view through the woods and catching them between the trees. So that's something I've been doing differently than last year. Last year it was all out on the heath, so that's been really pleasing. So I've managed to catch quite a bit of that. So I'm going to give it to, well, it's going to close in the weather probably about 3-4 this afternoon, so I'm going to probably be away before that. Hopefully I'm going to dry out over the next sort of hour or so. And yeah, working myself around just to see if I can add to what I've got. But I think I'm really pleased that I decided to come. I must admit, I was sort of lying in bed, it was hanging on thinking, and it was raining outside thinking, no, don't do it. But yeah, sometimes you just got to brave all the weathers. Well, let's see what comes. Any reservations about visiting in such heavy rain were soon dissipated once I started seeing these stags vying for the hind's attention. The group of stags and hinds moved off across the heath, rapidly disappearing into the heavy rain. It took me about 3/4 of an hour to an hour to finally follow the roars to this opening. The largest, these stags, had taken the bulk of the hinds into this enclosure. he was certainly working hard, keeping all the other stags at bay. You could see why the stag, with the majority of the hinds, was persistently bellowing with these other rivals circling. The activity slowly settled down, which coincided with the easing off of the rain. It gave me the opportunity to move away, have a little rest, dry out a little bit of the equipment and have a cup of coffee. Eventually, after several hours, the group moved off, this time onto the heath, with a few of the single stags in close attendance. It was nice to experience a couple of hours without any rain, observing this particular behaviour, which I found quite interesting. Presumably this stag must be liking the smell of this small sapling pine, or the feel of it as he brushes across his face. With the weather looking as if it was closing in again, I decided to work my way back to the car, filming this lovely mix of fallow deer and reds. It gave me time to reflect on the absence of the master stag. I've been in contact in the week with another experienced and passionate follower of this rut. He also has a YouTube channel, and it's definitely worth checking him out. It's the name of Deer Rut. He mentioned to me that a possible key factor for the impressive stag's absence may be disturbance from an overzealous photographer, which seems to have started a series of events. He lost a fight, lost the hinds, regained them, and then lost them again, leading to his untimely exit from this year's rut. For the natural order of the rut to be possibly altered prematurely by outside pressures, for him is a bitter pill to take. For the rut to lose such an impressive stag at such an early point, well, I don't think he's ever experienced anything like it in all the time that he's observed the rut. And his opinion is this natural wildlife spectacle is worse off without his presence. I think the big takeaway for me, for all nature lovers, is to observe, yes, to respect this often fragile, precious wildlife, and not to put them under any undue pressure. It's not worth disturbing such beautiful creatures for something as simple as a picture, which will be instantly forgotten with the next swipe up of your finger on your mobile device. No amount of social media likes will ever compensate. On a positive note, I hope you have enjoyed my attempt at capturing this natural behaviour, and if you have, give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe, and as always, it'd be lovely for you to join me on the next one.